If we are going to overcome our addictions or our unhealthy relationships to alcohol or anything really that we are overdoing in our lives, then it's important we raise our levels of self-awareness. When I left the hospital, and particularly when I started training, I was driving myself so hard. I was fixated on becoming this new version of myself. I was treating my body like a slave. I was doing so much exercise, training in the gym, cycling, that it was going to be impossible in the longer term to maintain that level. I mean, I couldn't sleep or eat enough to recover properly. No addiction. I mean, friends of mine were saying, oh, well, because it seemed I was becoming addicted, or I was becoming addicted to particularly cycling, that it was a better addiction than the previous one. Well, no addiction in reality is good, because it'll come to a point in our lives where it'll cause more pain than the benefits we gain from it. We have to be aware of what we're doing and why. I was talking to my mother about it, and she said, I did a ride recently on a very hot day. And she said, I must tell you, when you got off the bike, when you started cycling, this is how you looked each time you'd been out. She said, you looked drawn, extremely tired, just knackered, as if you'd been like overdoing it every time that you did ride, which is exactly what I was doing. I had many points to prove. I was killing myself in many ways, and it was supposed to be something that was beneficial. I'm not sure now in reflection. I went out on the bike yesterday and I was thinking about this a lot. In reflection, how much enjoyment you're getting out of what you're doing. Yeah, I was getting answers to many questions I had. I was addressing the issues that I had in life, which would have prevented me from moving forward, using that energy of anger to drive me forward. But you've got to think about how we can wind it in and not create another addiction while we are attempting to get over another one. I was talking to a friend, in 2017 when I did 12,500 miles. And I was heading that way in 2018. I think I was on 10,000, 11,000 miles. And I was telling her how I was going to do the same again. And she just asked me, well, could you tell me why? Why do you feel that you have to do that? And I basically, after some thought, I said, do you know, I don't really know. I don't think I need to be that guy any longer. And I didn't do the 12,500 miles. I made a choice. What I had needed to do was take a step back and look at my thoughts and my behaviour. What I hadn't understood is that I was running the same old program, the competitive and conscious program where everything in my life had been a competition. I needed to observe what I was doing and start making these choices. Change my relationship with what I was doing, which means obviously changing the relationship with myself. When we raise our levels of self-awareness, we are able to think about why we do the things we do. We are able to change our behaviours. We are able to enjoy things more on a level for ourselves. So where I'm not competing in life anymore, I don't feel I'm competing in life anymore, it's not that I'm not competitive. I just get more enjoyment out of it. I'm not actively going out to enter competitive events. So I figure, why then do I need to compete, particularly when it's on social media? You know, if you're going to compete against something, draw a line and say we are in a competition. We don't need to make life competitive. We can make the choice not to, and we get more enjoyment. And then we can address this addictive behavior that we have. We can find out why we are acting in the way we are. Why do we need to prove things to people? Are we comfortable with ourselves? What is it about ourselves that we aren't comfortable with? And we can address that, and we can change it. When we do that, we have a much better experience of life.